shine through. Just let your soul, baby, feeling oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul glow. So glow.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win the Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you will put in, will you? Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
It's showtime.
Welcome to the Reese T. Bills Mafia pregame show. I'm your host, Tommy, and Aramis will be joining me at about 3 o'clock. What up, Bills Mafia? How are you feeling today? We're going against the Chiefs. You guys know this is a big-time game for the Buffalo Bills. Look, man, this is going to tell us right now if we can hang with the big dogs. I keep telling you guys that. This season here is not really going as planned as far as our expectations for this team so far. Now, there's ways to go, but, you know, we are hearing a lot of, 20-0, right? We're going to go undefeated in the regular season, which, come on, guys, like I don't know if another team's going to be able to do that in the NFL, right? Like there's a reason why that record holds, is staying still since 1972, right? Like, so realistically, I knew we weren't going to go undefeated in the regular season. However, I only had us down as losing like a game or two. And right now we're already at the 2-game mark. So, and we still got some tough games ahead of us. So this game here, obviously, is a playoff type game. Meaning this is a team we possibly will see again in the Chiefs like we usually do if we get that far this year. But this is it. This is where the Bills are going to show us if they're competitors or not for the Super Bowl. Meaning, are they Super Bowl contenders, that is, right? Because if they can at least make this a game, right? Which I believe it will be. I truly believe it's going to be a 3-point win either side. I'm going to go with the Bills, though. But this game should be close because it usually is. Let me get to some of the chats real quick so I can shout you out. Ohio against the world. What up, Tommy? Game day. What up, Big Dub? Yes, get that Big Dub. Apparently, Big Dub, Prater has no idea what the hell Big Dub means. If you guys see the when they're walking in a tunnel and they're saying Big Dub, he is totally lost. He just doesn't understand the concept of that whole thing. So let's see if he finally gets it. If we get the Big Dub today, let's see if he's clueless when going into the locker room after the game. Can we stop these receivers? Dude, honestly, Ohio against the world, can we stop any offense? It seems like we struggle a lot. Now, look, last week, much better job, but we also went against, come on, let's be real, not a great Carolina team, not the greatest aging quarterback in the world, and Andy Dalton, who was a statue back there. Now, look, I'm not totally going to diss the Buffalo Bills and what they did last week. I mean, the defense looked way better, but once again, that wasn't a true test. Today is the true test. Today is what's going to tell you. It's going to tell you a lot about this team, both offensively and defensively. Defensively, I gotta tell you guys, I gotta see way more than the Carolina Panthers game for me to get back on board and be like, okay, I can trust this defense. Like, I'm not there yet, guys. I'm not. Sandra, let's go Buffalo. Let's get it. Beth in the building. Long time, Beth. I haven't seen you in a minute. How's everything? Hope you're good. Robert, what up, Robert? How are you doing, brother? Aramis will be here at 3 o'clock, guys. And there is Keys, Aramis's sidekick. Good old 40 Keys. You know, when he turns 50, he's already letting you guys know that he's going to become 50 Keys. 50 Keys in the house. But right now, it's still 40 Keys. Y'all don't get it twisted up. It's 40 Keys still. But that will soon change when he gets to 5-0. And go check them boys out. Post Podium Podcast. Man, they pulling better numbers than me. Come on, man. No, they're good, man. There's a reason why those boys are doing good over there, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of what they what that channel has become, man. And I'm glad I was there from the get-go. So good for you guys, man. Love you guys. Love that you guys helped me out as well. So yeah, Keys in the building. Beth in the building. Things are good but busy. Okay, I know Beth is a teacher, so she got a lot of stuff on her hands, man. I'm okay with it, says Keys. Keys, Keys. I'm not 50 Keys for 9 more years, so you got y'all better get it right. We got 9 years to hold off on that, all right? 9 years. But for now, he's 40 Keys. For 9 years from now, y'all heard it, though. He is going to 50 Keys, so... anyways, guys, big game today. Big game versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, who are on a roll. They're getting back to being the Kansas City Chiefs that we all come to hate, right? A team that is led by, obviously, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Playmakers all over the field. And let's be real, man. Their offense, as far as receivers, are really not much better than ours. It's just they know how to use them. Andy Reid is a genius when it comes to scheme and understanding player strengths, something that we do not know how to do. So that being said, that's why I said, go ahead and get on the phone, Brandon Bean, and get yourself a receiver who knows what to do. Because clearly, Joe Brady and company doesn't know how to scheme things up for the players they have in the room currently. So go out there and get a guy that could just make things happen. And that's been my point all along. This could work if we had the right offensive-minded head coach and offensive coordinator who actually understood what he has in the room and how to use them properly on the offense. That is the biggest issue, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's not so much the players. I'm not saying the players are great, but they definitely can be used better than what we're doing currently. And that's why I feel like this offense is kind of stuck in the mud. Hey, dude, Cali Blitz, my dude from California. What up, Cali Blitz, man? A long time no see as well, man. Hope all is well in Cali. With you, man. She's going to take a giant shit on the Bills 38-10. Oh, look, I get it, Cali. You know, it's funny because, you know, Cali and Scott Blakely, like, they went from believing to just non-believers pretty quick. Not pretty quick. I'll take that back. We're 9 weeks in. They went from believers to this team ain't shit. So I hope, Callie, the Buffalo Bills can make you, turn that thought process around and make you a believer again. But they got to show it. I get it. They got to show you that, right? And today's the day. Like, today is the day where they could prove that to the people out there that are doubting the Buffalo Bills. And I get it. I get the doubt. I understand the frustration. I get it. I totally do, guys. I've been doing this podcast since 2020. I understand. I've been through this all with you guys, right? The highs and the lows. I'll be honest with you guys. There's been a lot of highs on the show. Like, we've been a good football team. But what do you guys want? Good or great? I want great. We deserve great, right? Like, your expectations with Josh Allen as quarterback should always be Super Bowl. Should always be Super Bowl. Especially, now that Josh Allen's far from being a rookie, right? Like, we're 8 seasons in under Josh Allen, right? Your expectations should be Super Bowl, and that's it, right? Good is not good enough. We need great. And so I totally understand the frustrations from Scott, from Cali Blitz, from other people. I get it. Like, I'm with you, and I've been screaming this and telling you guys the same thing. My expectations are Super Bowl always with this team, and there's nothing else will be, all the other shit, all the other accomplishments, winning the East, winning a division game, like all that, none of that matters to me. None of that matters, and it shouldn't really matter to you, right? The goal is a Super Bowl. We have yet to win a Super Bowl in Buffalo. And with Josh Allen, there's no excuse not to. I got to be honest with you guys. No excuse. Hulk Voice, what you going to do, bro? So what you going to do, dude, when the Buffalo Bills run wild on you? I think I've used all my Hollywood Hogan voice already, man. Let's get to some other... let's see here. It would be awesome to see Harrison play. We really need him to be that guy. Yeah, dude, I get it, and I'm glad that he's on the field. You're going to slowly, you're going to start seeing him slowly get more, as the weeks go on, get more snap count. You'll start seeing him more and more and more and more. It's just going to be a little bit of a slow process because they're trying to get, like, his feet wet. Like, basically learn on the go, because he had no preseason. He barely had a camp, right? He got hurt during camp, right? So he has a bit to go. So right now it's kind of a learning process as you go. But I like the fact that McDermott is throwing him in the mix and understanding that he is the future. I mean, you did draft him with the first overall pick. I'm sorry, the Buffalo Bills' first pick. And you better get the most out of him, or that's going to be another cornerback that winds up being a bust for the Buffalo Bills. As you guys know, Elam was the other. So we don't want to have that same situation again, right? Where it comes down to another cornerback, another bust for the Buffalo Bills. We need Harrison to work out. We drafted him for speed. Today's the game where he's going to be needed, right? They got a lot of speed over there in Kansas City. So Harrison's definitely going to be needed today against that speed. We're going to see a little bit about what Harrison's all about today, I believe. Beth, whoever holds the ball at the end of the game will be the winner. Yeah, I like that. Hopefully it's our guys. Josh, Cali Blitz. Josh ain't playing good ever since he got married. Just saying, I don't believe that, Cali. Look, nothing to do that. I remember a few years ago we were questioning Josh. Somebody was questioning because he grew his hair out long. I don't buy into that. You know what I mean? Listen, look, we'll all have our opinions. If you believe that, I get it. But I don't think it has anything to do with it. I really don't. I think, Callie, hear me out. What they've done to Josh Allen is they boxed him in. Okay? And, yeah, I just did the Vogue, right? Vogue, right? Okay. Hey, I like Madonna. Anyways, they boxed him in. And Josh Allen is a unicorn quarterback. This guy does, like, it all, right? That's what makes him special, right? He's a unicorn of quarterbacks, right? And if you box him in and you make him a game manager, right? And you only say, hey, Josh, we only want you doing this, this, and this. We're going to take this away, though. You can't do this. We don't want you doing this. it takes away that unicorn that made him so special, that we come to love, right? And you're limiting him now to 19 to 22 pass attempts a game. It's just not enough. I'm not saying Josh needs to throw 40 times a game, but once you start limiting a quarterback that is like Josh Allen, it's going to take away what made him great, right? And you got to factor that in. I'm sure he's not having the best of times out there, even though he's not going to tell you that. We're also not helping him out either. I mean, Joe Brady's not really scheming it up for the guys that he has in the room. And if he's not doing that, then go out and get him a guy that can go out there that Josh trusts that he's going to throw the ball to. Right now, that's how I feel what's going on with Josh Allen, man. It's a little bit of frustration. I feel like, some of the throws now are frustration throws. Him just trying to make something happen. That's why you see a little bit more turnovers this season. But guys, come on, man. We know Josh Allen, right? Getting married has nothing to do with his gameplay. Like, that dude is the one guy I think we all can agree that he leaves everything out there on the field, right? Blood, sweat, tears. That dude takes hits like no other quarterback in the NFL, right? You guys know that. He plays like a linebacker when it comes to quarterback. But once again, if your coaches and your offensive coordinator are telling you, we want you to play a certain way, kind of like this safe ball mentality, and they're also not giving him the help he needs at the same time. It's not going to be fun for him as a quarterback, like what he's used to. I mean, goddamn, dude, his grandma came out and said he's not having a good time. She could tell. I mean, Jesus, I could tell that, but his grandma to tell him, like. So we'll see what happens. I really hope that they understand this eventually. Just let him be him. Start opening it up more on offense. Stop boxing him in. That's not the style quarterback he is, right? If you wanted that quarterback, then you shouldn't have paid him all the money. Go out there and get a game manager for a lot less. That's not what Josh Allen is. And they're doing him a disservice. They absolutely are. And my fear, guys, is we're going to look back at the Allen era and have a lot of what ifs. What ifs, right? What if we traded for this guy? What if we drafted this guy? What if Sean McDermott was fired way earlier in Josh Allen's career? There's a lot of what ifs. If we don't get it done, if we don't get a Super Bowl, it's going to be a lot of what ifs. Robert coming in. I aspire for the offensive line play Maniac Mad today and push the Chiefs all over the people. Today is the day McDermott stops coaching from fear and unleashes his angry audacity on the Chiefs. Robert, I hope you're right. As you guys know, McDermott has been taking over defensive play calling. He took it over last week. He took it over supposedly in the Falcons game in the second half. We did see a much better defensive game plan, or at least scheme, play calling and all that good stuff versus the Panthers. Let's see what he does against a way better team in the Kansas City Chiefs. We are obviously missing Ed Oliver, but we're also getting back Bernard and Milano. So both our linebackers are going to be back today. We're without Shaq Thompson. He's injured, so that kind of sucks as a depth guy, rotation guy if he comes in here and there. But yeah, I mean, look, for the most part, we got most of our guys back today. It's going to be interesting to see how Hoyt does against a better team. He got a lot of pop, and it was well-deserved for the Panthers showing that he did. He had a sack and a half. He had any other pretty good, I think he had a couple tackles for loss. So he played a really, really good game. We'll see what happens. Callie Blix, McDummy needs to let Josh be Josh. Callie, that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. So you understand? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't think it's so much about marriage or long hair or what. Sometimes we try to find reasons why a player may be playing, not to what we've come accustomed to, right? And we look for things, right? Like, oh, it must be this. It must be the commercials. Like, I heard somebody saying he's doing too many commercials. Like, guys, there's plenty of great players in the NFL that have commercials, that are married and are playing at a high level, right? I don't, Josh isn't like a dummy, right? He's not going to just, overwork himself and not be prepared for game days. Like, I don't believe that, right? Plenty of players have commercials and are successful, and they're married or they're getting married, whatever the case may be. I don't believe that stuff has anything to do with their play on the field. Now, if you were to tell me like off-field issues, maybe let's say he's going through a messy divorce or something, or I don't know, somebody passed away that meant a lot to him, a parent or something, like, fine, like for a game or two, sure, like maybe, I can understand that, but a whole season because he's getting married, that just doesn't make sense, or he's doing commercials, or he grew his hair out, like, no. There's a lot more to it than that, and I believe it definitely starts with McDermott and Brady just not helping him out enough, and also boxing him in. They're just not letting him be him, and this is the result you get. He's not a game manager, folks. That's not what he does. We need to play out a shotgun more. I agree. However, because he's comfortable with that. However, under center with play actions work way better. They're way more successful when you do stuff like that, especially for play actions, especially for handing the ball off, because the defense doesn't see the ball when Josh turns his back to him, right? When he's in shotgun, those play actions they're you might as well not even act like you're doing one. It doesn't work. So I agree with you. At this point, how sloppy the offense has been, especially the passing game, just do whatever is best, right? And if shotgun's what makes him comfortable at this point, I don't care, right? Like, I'm in the now. If he has to work on that in the off season, then fine. Which I think he does. If he's not comfortable with it, you got to learn how to be, because you got to be more than one-dimensional. You know what I mean? And I feel like Josh is smart enough and capable of doing both, under center and shotgun. So if it's just something that he needs to work on as a quarterback, right? Keys coming in, nothing to do with marriage, but I blame Hard Knocks. Wow, that's an interesting take. They didn't have their normal preseason schedule available. That's funny, Keys. I didn't even think about Hard Knocks. That is an interesting take, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I really honestly it didn't cross my mind. It just seems like it just was, it came and went so fast. But yeah, I don't know if it had an impact, to be honest with you. But I mean, who knows, right? Maybe it disrupted their practicing a little bit. I guess maybe. I don't know. That's just us guessing again, right? But I think it's more so about the offense and the scheme, right? And what McDermott wants this offense to look like. And I really think that they're boxing Josh in. And I also feel like they're just not giving him enough help. And once again, I'm not shitting on the receivers we have in the room. They could work. But if we don't have the coordinator to make it work, meaning if he doesn't understand their strengths, he doesn't understand how to scheme them up and make them average to good to great, then they're just going to be average, right? And average is what you see. You know what I mean? So, I feel like they're kind of stuck there. I feel like Brady's still stuck as an OC. He's still kind of learning, but we'll see. And by the way, it could just be McDermott holding him back as well. So I don't know. Who in the world is he going to throw to? A bunch of 3s and 4s? I hope they just win. Hope they win, just saying. Says Johnny. Listen, Khalil Shakir is he's a really good receiver. He's not dog shit. Like, Khalil Shakir, I'm not saying he's up there with, the best in the league, but he's no garbage ass receiver. He's a guy that definitely can make plays, right? They're just not giving him enough opportunities, right? They're not treating him like a 1. And to be honest with you, he is our 1. I'm not saying he is, the best one out there. Obviously not. We know who the best top dog receivers are. But on this team as we speak, he is our best option. And they're not going to him as much as they should. And they're also only really utilizing him in the slot. You could put him in as a perimeter receiver as well. He did both in college very well. So once again, it goes back to Joe Brady kind of limiting what our guys are doing, right? They're putting them in certain spots, and that's what they're doing. They're not being creative. They're not moving them around. Keon Coleman could be a good big slot. I've seen him do it. He runs slants perfectly. He does them really well, actually. And they just don't go to it enough. So Kincaid as well. Kincaid had a way better route tree. They used him way different in college compared to what they do here. They just don't. I don't know what it is, and they want to play small ball. Everything's small ball. So everything's short. Everything's small ball. And it's, unfortunately, I feel like, they're missing out on a lot. We got Elijah Moore, who's a 4.3 guy who has a top speed, and we don't use the speed on this offense at all. We don't go to it. We don't do any crossers. We do nothing to utilize, like, to make that impactful, right? That speed. Look at Kansas City, right? They use their speed receivers the right way. They understand that, right? They're everybody eats. That's an everybody eats offense, right? They understand what player does what best, and they put them in the best positions to be successful. They understand this. And those guys aren't getting a lot of targets, but they're making plays because he's putting them in position to make plays. So that's what we need. But once again, I'll go back to it and say, we're already week 9 in, and I've seen this song and dance before from Joe Brady from last season, where he doesn't know how to utilize the players he has in the room. And we went out and traded for Cooper last year, and we're going to do it again this year for a receiver. I'm telling you right now, there's already reports that we did call the Saints about Olave. Now, are those reports true or not? Who knows? But they're out there. Meaning what? Meaning they are already, Brandon Beane has already tapped out and said, yeah, the second year in a row, you told me, or I believed myself, that these guys were good enough for you to understand how to work with, right? I got you the guys, right? You said that you want everybody eats. We don't need a number one receiver. Okay, here it is. I improved the receiver room from last year. I got a separator in Palmer, right? I still think he's not the greatest. He was the third option for the Chargers, but whatever. I got you a speedster in Elijah Moore. Here we go. Right? You got Keon Coleman, second year. You got to improve him. You got to make him better. You got Khalil Shakir. I just paid him. Right? He seems to be trending up. Make it work. He hasn't made it work. This is the second year in a row that here's the room. Here's the receiver room. Make it work. Can you make it work? No. Right? Okay. I got to go out and get a receiver. Right? And I think if I'm Brandon Beane at this point, fuck it. Get out. We've tried this. This is now 2 years in a row. We need a number one because our coordinator's not good enough to scheme up with what he already has in the room, right? He can't make average good. He's not Andy Reid. He's not one of these better offensive coordinators in the NFL. Like, this is what we got. This is it. It's not going to get better, folks, right? I know it. It's just not. So I'm not saying we can't win games still, but the receiving department, the passing game, is going to continue to be clunky and not great. It's going to continue to be what it is. And until they go out and get a receiver, which I'm hoping they do next week, the deadline's the 4th at 4 p.m., that we've wind up getting a guy in here that could separate, that's basically an all-around good receiver. I don't want just a speedy receiver. We already have a speedy receiver. Matter of fact, we have 2. Did you guys know Khalil Shakir basically ran a 4.3 college? Did you know that Elijah Moore runs a 4.3? So it's not about speed, clearly. We need a more well-rounded Number one, that defenses can, the defenses have to take seriously. They have to game plan for. They have to double up, which will help the rest of the offense out, right? It'll help receivers get open once you have that guy. We don't have that guy right now, right? I almost think maybe Shakir can be it, but if you're only putting him in the slot and you're only giving him so many targets, how dangerous can he be? Just saying, right? Nobody fears Khalil Shakir right now if he's only getting 4 or 5, maybe 6 targets a game, and he's always in the slot. Who's fearing that? Ain't nobody fearing that. Defenses are, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, defenses are not fearing the passing game of the Buffalo Bills. And they're definitely not fearing our deep ball. I think we've only have one throw all season past 20 yards. One. Why would they fear that? Nobody's fearing that. Let's see here. Steven. Josh is the only star quarterback to get married. Plenty of players get married to continue to play well. Marriage isn't the reason. No, he's disrespect. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Cal's my dude. Callie knows that. I think it's just more about frustration and people just trying to find something, a reason why, because it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean, Callie? I think Callie can kind of agree with that. Like, what we're seeing from Josh to us, knowing Josh, seeing Josh play throughout the years, we're like, oh my God, it has to be something, right? There's we know what Josh can do. Why is he doing this? Right? Why is he playing this way? Well, so I get it. I totally understand where Callie's coming from. But the reality is he's being boxed in, and the coordinator's not helping. The head coach isn't helping. And what we got to hope for is Brandon Beane sees this, understands this, goes out and gets him some help, and we'll see what happens with the passing game after that. But if he doesn't, I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, I really don't know what to tell you after that. By the way, Gabe Davis re-aggravated his knee in practice. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, and it's not just about Gabe. It's about the players in general on this team getting injured. We just can't stay healthy. So not a big deal anyways. I wasn't expecting Gabe Davis to come out and be the man when he gets called up, because he will get called up in time. But I don't know how badly he re-aggravated his knee. He may not even play this season. You may not see him get called up at all. So kind of a waste of a practice squad guy if he's just going to be sitting there rehabbing. So I guess we're paying him the rehab for nothing. So I don't know. We'll find out. Calibus, we'll see this game. So far, Josh has been overthrown, underthrown. Yeah. But you know what, Callie? I really, truly believe that's a little bit of frustration as well. It's frustration, and it's also just not really getting the chemistry down with certain players, right? And when you're only throwing the ball like, a few targets a game to certain players, right? If you look at the stat sheet, right? I mean, you got guys getting 1 target, 2 targets, 4 the most. Like, guys, it's not, you're never going to build chemistry. Josh is never going to get a rhythm, right? You're talking about rhythm, right? Quarterbacks need to get in a rhythm. Running backs need to get in a rhythm. If you're only running running back a few times a game, you get 7 carries. He's never going to really truly get into a rhythm, right? You got to get more carries. Josh Allen has to get more throws. He needs to target his top receivers a little bit more often. But that, once again, that goes to coaching. So that's where I'm going with it, man. Let's get to some more of your comments. Shakir is not a 3 or 4, and Coleman is a raw rookie. The room is nowhere near as bad as people think. Keys, I'm with you. I don't know who you're talking about. I told you guys. I feel like Shakir is our best option. I feel like Shakir is our one currently. He is the guy that we should be targeting the most. He should get more targets, but they also should utilize him more. Meaning put him on the perimeter more. He doesn't need to be just a slot receiver. So that, once again, falls on Joe Brady and how he's scheming things up. But I agree. And Coleman, if he's only getting so many targets a game, guy, what do you want from him? Like, he's never going to get better if we're just not going to him, or we're not scheming things up for him. Just like everybody else. It's a scheme thing. And I keep telling you guys that. But once again, Is it a thing where Brady's just not going to ever understand his player strengths and not scheme things up for these guys because he doesn't understand how to, and we just need to get that one? That's more about where I'm going. And we got King Aramis in the building. Let me shut this off real quick, Aramis. How you doing, brother?
I'm great, man. How you been?
Hey, good, dude. I'm glad you're here on the show, man. We were just talking about our lovely receiving room. We got some comment here by Steve real quick, and then we'll get to you. What if today is the day Casey embarrasses McDermott and his anti-Allen offensive scheme? And not only is the 1 seed toast, we are second best in the AFC East. Get those torches and pitchforks ready. Okay, so this is what I can tell you, Steve. One, it doesn't matter. You could have 1,000 people outside with pitchforks and all that stuff. Outside Bill Stadium is not going to make a difference, right? McDermott's not going anywhere. Doesn't matter if we lose, we get embarrassed today. I don't think we are, though. I'll be honest with you guys. I get like a lot of you guys are going that route, and I understand why. Because you're frustrated. You've seen your expectations were high to start the season with our schedule, and oh my God, undefeated, which I wasn't on board with that. But I did see us only losing a few games, but I don't think your expectations were as shitty as it's kind of been, to be honest with you. So I think now you went from, high expectations to, all right, we'll see what happens after a loss to the Falcons. Now we're dog shit. And I get it. Like, I totally understand it. But today is a day that I think the Bills have to at least make it a game if they want to prove that they still belong with the big dogs. And they've always fought the Kansas City Chiefs. This is like, we've played them, I think this is our 11th time. There's never really truly been, there's maybe been 1 or 2 games that were lopsided. Outside of that, they've all been like 3-point games, 4-point games. Like, they've been down to the last 5 minutes of each time, including the playoffs, right? We've come down to pretty much the last 5 minutes of every game for the most part. If they get blown out today, guys, by the Kansas City Chiefs at home, it's going to tell you a lot about this team. And I don't think a trade or two is going to help. If they're in this game, they lose this game by a few points, you know what? I will have a little bit faith in this team moving forward. I'm not saying Super Bowl, but I'm saying I will have more faith that if they make a trade or two, that moving ahead, that maybe they can get things right and then get hot in the playoffs. And who knows? Once you're in the playoffs, it doesn't matter, guys. And I get what you're saying. You want that number 1 seed, all that, but it doesn't matter. To me, it's about getting hot at the right time. You get in the playoffs and you do your thing there. We got to the AFC Championship twice without winning the AFC. So it can be done. It's not something, I get it. You don't want that, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get it either. You just want to get in, get hot. The Giants did it a few times, got hot at the right time. So that I wouldn't be too overly concerned about. It's more about how we're playing from this point moving forward. Because if we're just kind of going through the motions, we're getting blown out, we just sneak into the playoffs, it's going to be an early exit. Anyways, Aramis, talk to me, dude.
Well, what do you want to hear?
First of all, how you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. It's great to be back. I know I missed last week. I felt terrible about that, but I'm ready to get talking some Bills Chiefs, man. Let's do it.
You're good. You're good. Cali Blitz going playoffs. Do I even have? I wish I had that clip. I used to have it. Playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs? Look, man. As of right now, we're still a playoff team. I'm not going to go that route. I don't think, I always said it, as long as you got Josh Allen, this should be a 10-win team at the least. And even if you look at the rest of the schedule, guys, even if you lose to the top, the best teams that we still have remaining, you're going to win at least 10. So I don't think that we missed the playoffs. I just don't. Now, however, it's not about just making the playoffs. It's about getting to the Super Bowl. And I keep telling you guys that, my expectations are always Super Bowl for this team. It always has been, and it always will be, right? As long as you got Josh Allen, there's no excuse. I don't want good. I want great. And I think a lot of people miss that, right? So at the end of the day, guys, we got to get shit right. And Aramis, I was talking about the offense, the receivers. That's kind of a hot topic.
Okay.
And you notice that people kind of just are fuck the defense now. Nobody even talks about defense, right? Because nobody trusts the defense. We'll see, right? But as you notice, the shift has totally went over back to the offense. Nobody cares about the defense because they know, and all y'all know, it runs through the offense. The offense is shit. This team ain't going anywhere. I mean, because the defense is not going to have their back. It's just not going to work that way. So the primary topic, obviously, Aramis, has been receiving. The receiver room. And I've been talking about this for forever. Really, I'll be honest with you. Really, even at the end of the week one. I knew that week one was more of a, we had to have it. Baltimore made some mistakes. We looked good late in the fourth quarter, way. Receivers kind of stepped up, but it wasn't. I just had a weird feeling that it wasn't going to be a continuing thing, right? We weren't going to see it week to week to week with these receivers. And sure enough, it wasn't. And I don't really necessarily blame the receivers, Aramis. And I picture it like this. This is now second year under this everybody eats thing where, okay, you sold us on it. And I don't even think it was Bean selling on us so much. I think it was more so McDermott said, fuck Diggs. I don't want that problem here no more. Let's go ahead and move on. And they did. And they said, hey, I think we can make this work. Joe Brady, blah, blah, blah. Everybody eats. And they tried it in year one. And it wasn't successful. Let's be real. They went ahead and made a trade, right? They made a trade for Amari Cooper. So say what you want about Cooper, what he did here, blah, 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 but they still made the trade, right? Because it wasn't working. Okay, so what did Bean do? Bean said, okay, maybe I didn't give you the best options here with Matt Collins and company. Okay, I'll go out and get you a Palmer who, okay, yeah, he's the third best on the Chargers, but he's a separator, fine. I'll get you a speed with Elijah Moore. I'll get you a couple upgrades, but it's still, can you work with this? You want everybody eats, right? You don't want it alpha receiver. That's what you guys want.
Right.
This is what I'm going to give you. Now, look, I don't think it's bad, and I keep saying this, Aramis. I think if you throw this receiver group on the Rams or the Chiefs, they can make it work, right? There's pieces here on this team. Each guy has something that they do special, right? Or that, they're not all well-rounded, but they have something in their game that can make the everybody eats work. That's what the Chiefs do, right? To me, that's up to Brady to go, okay, here's what I got, right? Okay, how can I make it work? And this is what I'm going to do, right? It's kind of like a chef, right? You get the steak, not the greatest ingredients, but still, the chef's job is to make that motherfucker taste as good,
right,
and presentable, right? As it could be. Now, if you can't, then it's up to the GM to go, fuck, I gave you now this is the second time I gave you the ingredients, and he's still, I'm getting a shitty steak. I got to go out and make a trade. And I feel like that's what needs to be done because we're week 9 in, through 8 weeks, I haven't seen anything to tell me any different, like, matter of fact, not even week 8 in. We're 2 years on. We're a year and a half in to tell me that Joe Brady understands how to use the player strengths best on this offense, put them in better positions to be successful on the football field. And they're also boxing in at the same time Josh Allen because they're doing this. Everything's short and underneath. Everything's safe and nothing's deep. So that's where I see this receiver room. Go ahead, Aramis.
So what you're essentially talking about is scheme, right? Because the teams that you mentioned, the Chiefs, the Rams, those are teams that have coordinators or head coaches that are the designers of an elite scheme. And so what happens when you have a great scheme is you can go and get the nobodies from college and bring them into your scheme because you can see something in their skill set that allows you to execute at a certain level in your scheme, right? Case in point is Puka Nacua. I mean, who heard of Puka Nacua? Probably 40 keys before the NFL.
Right.
But
Keys did.
Right. But again, that those are clear examples of who the heck were these guys. And I think what we saw with Brady coming in was we saw the kind of exit of the receivers that worked well in Dayball's scheme and the introduction of at least two guys that work well in Brady's scheme, which is Kincaid and Shakir. Now, the issue here is not Brady's scheme per se, right? Because you got to keep in mind, Brady doesn't run the entire offense. He only really runs the pass game. We've kind of figured out now through what Sean has said that Cromer's the guy that runs the run game. So when you got a guy that's kind of in a way working off of half of an offense that is solely his, that he knows like the back of his hand, that he can just, shoot out there as, on the fly in crunch time. It does present limitations to what he's comfortable calling. Cause I think this is the other thing that kind of gets lost in translation when we're criticizing Brady is, not only is Josh not allowed to be Josh, but Brady's not allowed to be Brady either. We know Brady's offense is an air raid system, right?
Yes, I'm with you there.
So I think that those are the two things right now that are getting us in huge trouble when it comes to executing a pass game the way that we want to see, the way that we've been used to seeing it, with Josh Allen being able to, run around and do everything that he's doing. I think it really comes down to, what Sean wants to see on the field. And unfortunately, it's the Carolina Panthers game where he said, physical football, running the ball control, time of possession, shutting them down with defense. That's the kind of game that our head coach wants to play. And when you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, it's hard to hear that, especially when we've seen the opposite of that before, so
they're boxing Allen in for what he does best. They're making a unicorn quarterback into a game manager. And it just doesn't, if you wanted that, you shouldn't have paid him all that money. You should have probably went out and got a game manager, paid less and worked on your defense, whatever the fuck you needed to do. But you have this special talent as quarterback and you're boxing him in basically. And I hate that. I hate that for Allen. People want to talk about Allen getting married as a reason. Listen, guys, commercials, his hair, his this, his that. Guys, there's plenty of quarterbacks and star players throughout the NFL that is commercials that get married. It has nothing to, I promise you, this all has to do with frustration, I believe. Just not getting enough opportunities to work with his receivers or throw the ball to the receivers, right? When you're getting only so many targets or pass attempts, and you're used to so many, and all of a sudden it's cut on, right?
Exactly.
And how do you expect him to react or play better? Like, he's going to start making more and more mistakes. He's going to start throwing the ball short or high. Also, when you target a guy, Elijah Moore, I'll give you a perfect example. And I'm not saying he's the best guy in the world, but if you target him one time a game, how are you expecting them to ever get on the same page or ever build a chemistry? You think Josh is and he could be wide open. You know what? Josh is probably not even looking his way because he doesn't often look his way anyways, because he's not schemed up that way. You know what I mean? So Joe Brady is his responsibility. And I'm with you on McDermott as well. I feel like McDermott needs to get the fuck away from the offense and stop putting his hand in the cookie jar there. Put your hand all in the defensive cookie jar. Fine. I could give two shits about what you do on the defense. That's your gig. You were hired as a defensive-minded head coach. Fine. I could care less. If that's your thing, that's your passion, then make it fucking better. Leave the offense alone. Go ahead.
Real quick. So Roy, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, and you ain't funny. Laura, I get what you're saying, but here's my point on
is Roy yelling at you?
No, he's saying, of course Aramis is blaming Sean McDermott. Of course. And look, I to Laura's comment, and McD also said we need to get the pass game going. You gotta keep in mind that context is everything. Yes, Sean McDermott did say we got to get the pass game going because it didn't look so great. It hasn't looked great all season, really. But we also have to understand what Sean McDermott means when he says that, because when you look at Sean McDermott's impact on the offense, we have to go back to what we saw in Dorsey's offense. It's not a coincidence that as soon as Dorsey's fired, you basically have to go to whatever Josh is comfortable with and whatever Brady's comfortable with, because you've just now eliminated everything that Dorsey has installed. right?
Right.
What they did is they stripped that playbook down to what's going to work to help them get to where they needed to get. What that meant was an increase in things that Sean is not necessarily wanting on this team, which is downfield throws. We have to keep in mind that downfield throws to a guy like Sean McDermott are inefficient plays. That's the name of the game. When we're talking about a passing game that Sean wants to see, when he says things like we need to get the pass game going, he's talking about the horizontal, right? That's the West Coast game. It's not a coincidence that we are running similar concepts to when Dorsey was here. Dorsey came in and he was running Dayball's playbook, and he was running Dayball's playbook almost slightly better than Dayball was running it. Because we had statistically he was. We can say that
statistically, right? And he actually the first season we were top 5 in offense.
Right.
I'm pretty sure if I remember right. So it wasn't. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. So when you cut from that offense over to okay, now Dorsey wants to run 12 formation. That was kind of out of the blue, but we said all right, fine. It's his offense. Right. He's the coordinator. Look at what he did with Dayball's playbook. Fine. Let's do it. And then all of a sudden, it looked in week 1 against the Jets with Josh Allen throwing 3 interceptions and looking confused, and the route concepts were horrible. It's not a coincidence. We're seeing the same thing all over again. So when we're talking about what Sean wants to see, he wants a West Coast offense with high efficiency passing, high routes that lead to high efficiency passing, which usually means less downfield throws because statistically those are less efficient. That's why you don't see the deep ball. That is a 50-50 proposition every single time. And that's why we've gone away from that kind of stuff. So when we're talking about the pass game that most fans want to see, it is the downfield stuff. It is the stuff that we used to see in Dayball's offense, which is air raid. But when we're talking about what Sean means when he says we got to get better in the passing game, what he really means is we just need to get better at the efficient throws, the efficient routes, and getting open in this West Coast system, horizontal routes.
Correct. I'm with you. I think this is what what you're seeing today is what Sean McDermott's vision was when he became head coach.
Yep.
The only reason that it didn't happen early on is because Brian Daboll was here and he was successful early on. And it would have been really hard for him to move on from Daboll, or at least make the fans understand why he would fire Daboll when the offense was getting to the playoffs, looking good, scoring what they were doing. So basically Daboll had to leave, right? Daboll got a head coach job. And then Dorsey took over. And I don't know I think the plan, it was let him kind of work his first year out where he was comfortable still with what he currently had. And then the offseason came, and he said, this is what we want to do, right? This is what we need to do. This is what I want you to do. We're going to go out and get you a tight end in the draft. We're going to make this 12 personnel. We're going to make this more run heavy, more balanced, which is fine. I have no problem with the balanced offense. I'm totally cool with that. I've never been against that. It only helps Josh Allen out. It only helps the pass game out. But once again, though, if you're doing everything short and underneath, if you're not getting Allen help, the defenses are going to understand this, see this, and play this way differently. They're going to be way more aggressive in the box, and they're not. If we don't throw it deep, if we don't throw more shots downfield, if we don't do different route combinations, then guess what? We're an easy offense to figure out. And when you go against better defenses, that's where it shows, right? So yeah, it'll work against the Panthers. And by the way, the Panthers are a good defense, but that's not always going to be the case. So when you go against teams that could score is the problem. So the Panthers defense is pretty good, but if their offense was faltering and leaving the defense out in the field, then of course the defense is eventually going to crack and they're not going to have a good game. But when you're going against a team that's well-rounded, like the Chiefs, who are good on offense, good on defense, and you can't do anything on offense, your defense definitely, you're going to stall at some point, right? And that's where the problem is with the offense, right? The defense, somebody said it best. They said their defense is designed not to play from behind. It's to play when we're ahead.
That's right.
So if our offense isn't clicking early on, folks, this is where we get in big trouble. So even in that Carolina game, I think we scored 2 field goals to start. I was like, ugh. right? That's not great. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'll take the points, but at the same time, we need touchdowns, not field goals, right? And eventually offense got going, Cook got going, but you saw the passing game just still wasn't right. And the Joe Brady post game had to use the excuse where we didn't need it. Well, we needed it. What happened against the Falcons when we needed it? What happened against the Patriots when we needed it? It was gone. It wasn't there. It was missing. So don't tell me about one game and boast your, hey, you guys stop your complaining. We didn't need the passing game. Okay, sure, fine, I'll accept that. But what about the last 2 weeks when we needed it?
Right? You heard the reporter ask that, right?
Yeah, did he? No, I missed that part.
Oh my God!
Yes. Did he work over around it? Did he work around the comment? What did he say?
Brady? No, he kind of blew it off. He was like, and then he kind of just went into, we still have to just be good across the board in the passing game. We got to be better. Blah, blah.
Right.
But the reporter was like,
the question
because what he tried to say, what Brady tried to say was exactly what you said. Like we didn't really need to pass the game
right.
Against the Panthers, and the reporter was like, okay, well, what about Atlanta and the Patriots? You needed to pass the ball then, and then then it was like, right. Got to get better across the board.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'll give you somewhat of an answer, a bullshit answer. Brady is overrated. See, I don't know yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a huge Brady. I wasn't huge on Brady last year, and Mikey, my co-host, finally now is like, yeah, I kind of see why. Because Mikey was all on board with Brady. Brady's great. Brady's good. And I got it because at first it was working. And when he took over, let's go back to when he took over, not last year, but the previous year. And he was making it work and all that good stuff. And we're like, okay. But once again, it's a new scheme, different looks. Defensive coordinators don't really know much about him quite yet. And I still didn't like some things that he was doing. And I kept telling Mikey, man, at times he's very predictable. He still hasn't really changed that part up week after week. I feel like he's predictable at times. He runs a kind of a vanilla type scheme, and then I'm like, I'll give him a chance, but something about his offense seems clunky at times. And then last year, same thing. It was just like smoke and mirrors for the first 3 weeks. 3-0, we're scoring 30, but I still was like telling Mikey, man, I don't know, man. Like I just, something's not right here. I could tell the receivers aren't really getting open. Like we're going through the motions, but what people didn't understand though, a lot of those games we were getting turnovers on defense, and the turnovers were a lot of the times on the opponent's side, on their side of the field. So points were coming a lot easier for us. We weren't having to have these long drives that McDermott likes to do now, which is fine if you can execute. Problem is, guys, when these long drives that he wants, where you're keeping the defense on the sideline, all that, sure, fine. If it works, it's great. I have no problem with it. Problem is, though, we're driving and then we have a penalty. And then now we drove 7 minutes with, guess what? No points, punting, right? Then they go down, they score. Now we're down 7-0. And the quarter, guess what, guys? It's over. Because we fucking killed most of the first quarter bullshitting around with his long extended drives. So, look, man, I hope in time or, this season at least that McDermott will eventually just get Josh out of the box, meaning let him be him. And Bean understands this and go out and get some help. I think he will. And Mikey, my co-host, says no. He doesn't believe he'll get a trade. But there was today, I forget who, one of the main national media people that cover football said that we did call about Olave. We were definitely calling about him. We definitely offered some pick or something like that. So we're definitely calling around. I don't think that's just bullshit. I do believe we are. I do believe Bean, just like last season, the season before, understands that we need some type of help. And I don't think it's just going to be one trade. I think we're going to do multiple trades. I think we need more than one position. Receivers one, and I do think we need some help on defense. So there might be like Calais Campbell would be perfect. I don't see why they wouldn't make that move. He's a veteran. He's not getting paid a whole bunch. You could fit him in the cap. He would be glad to come to a playoff caliber team. That'd be an option, especially for depth or even starting. But we'll see what happens. That's next week. This is the now. And the now is we need to win this game or at least make this a game where we show Bills Mafia that we could still hang with the big dogs, and that's where I'm going with this game.
Can I say one thing about what you were just saying?
Yeah, go for it.
So I think the one thing that I really haven't talked about a lot lately that I did talk about when I had heard about it in the offseason was I can't say where I heard this, but
no, that's fine.
The idea of this offense this season was supposed to be surrounded around the idea of the New Orleans Saints offense when they had Michael Thomas and Drew Brees. Okay. So when you're thinking about that style of offense, highly efficient passing, they didn't really go down the field that much unless it was just wide open for them because they went underneath so much. They almost forced teams to play up front, and then that gave them opportunities to go deep once in a while, right? But it wasn't a huge part of their offense. What you saw from Michael Thomas was a lot of back shoulder throws, a lot of slant routes, a lot of the same exact stuff that we're seeing this team expect from Keon Coleman. Okay. So when you look at the Saints offense with Drew Brees and Michael Thomas, the one thing that we're missing that they did is the screen game with running backs. That was a huge part of their offense with Alvin Kamara and that screen game. They did bubble screens here and there with the receivers and stuff like that, but for the most part, they were whooping guys with the screen game. I do not understand why the Bills have not found a way to implement that, and maybe we see that today because there is going to be a lot of blitzing. But we just, yeah, exactly.
Listen,
I have to say maybe. But
we don't know how to do a running back screen.
Yeah,
play.
I agree.
We have not. It's something that's it's like a new play. They just can't feel like, oh my, what's a screen? How does this work?
Yep.
We have not, even when Dable was here, we just do not do those. We don't execute them. We don't. And I think a little bit's on Allen. Though I don't know what it is on those. He just doesn't get the ball outright. He's either low or behind the running back, or and the offensive line isn't there to block. And it's just clunky. It's never worked well. I agree with you, and I'll say this too to kind of talk about the running backs. The one thing I will say Brady did well last season that he's not doing at all this season, which is really odd, is not getting the running backs involved in the passing game. That is totally out of the playbook. Why? I can understand if defenses are, they know what we're doing. They know when they're fine. Like it's not working this year. Fine. You kind of, maybe you don't go to it as much. You don't go to them as much, but he has not even used them at all. Really. Like we do not see them in the passing game at all. Ty Johnson was great last year in the passing game. This year, he's not even. He's in there to run the ball late in games. Like it's James Cook, same thing, right? Off to the sideline. I just don't. If you're having a problem with your passing attack and your receivers, well, okay, then use the guys that were pretty good last year and your running backs. I have no problem with that. I could care less if Ty Johnson is our go-to on third down. Whatever, make it work. It worked last year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's not. I feel like.
I like Key's comment.
Yeah, which one here?
He said Josh can't throw them. They take air and anticipation, which is Josh's weakness. That's a great point. I think when you're talking about so you're talking about flare routes, you're talking about those curl routes.
I agree.
The whip routes against linebackers, like all that stuff takes anticipation and patience in the pocket. That's stuff we haven't seen from Josh at all this season.
No, I don't even think he's never really. There's a couple things in Josh's game that I just feel like he just hasn't, and that's weird because he has overall, he knows what his flaws are and he's improved them since he's gotten to the NFL, and I credit him for that. Right, his mechanics and all that good stuff. Like there's a lot that he did to get where he's at today, but there's still parts of his game though. I feel like maybe he's tried, it's just not him. Like the deep ball, he could throw fucking 80 yards. But he has no air under. It's kind of like they're all bullets, and they're just like line drop, kind of like a punter when a punter punts, and they either have hang time or like what they said punt guy. What his problem was, they were just go so fast down.
He was out
there was no
coverage.
Right, there was no hang time, so when it let the defense get down in time. So Allen kind of has this thing where he just kind of, it's almost like a bullet.
It's always a bullet.
Yeah, and it's just he's overthrowing. He needs to put a little bit
anticipation.
Right, like Barkley was good, even though Barkley sucked. His deep ball was pretty because it kind of just floated up there, gave the receiver the opportunity to get there and make a play on the ball. And this has never really been Allen's thing, but it's weird when Allen's under pressure. He throws a deep ball beautifully. I don't know why. And I think maybe because he's throwing off his back foot a lot of those times. And that's when the air ball kind of airs out a little bit. Mm-hmm. But when he's like gets protection, wide open digs, like we've seen it, he just tends to overthrow a lot. And it's not underthrown. It's 90% of the time it's way overthrown. So I wish it was underthrown almost because the receiver might be able to get back to it. It's just not. A lot of time they're overthrown. So, but you know what Josh has to say about that?
Okay.
He doesn't want to hear that.
Right. I wish he would take it like that. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Good, please. Right. We want to see it. We're trying to see it.
Oh, I got a shitty deep ball. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna start chucking it fucking 90 yards. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Let's see here. Dan, how about Diggs drop in the playoffs? Yeah, so look, that's what I'm saying. So it's weird. It's not all on Josh, too. There has been plays that the receivers are and I'm with you, Dan. Diggs did drop that one in the playoffs. That would have been, who knows what would have happened if he makes that catch. Gabe Davis also has dropped some. I'm with you there. I mean, look, last year, Allen did his best to get rid of the ball, and Kincaid had an opportunity. Whether you want to say when your job as a receiver, tight end, whatever, you have the ball, it's there. You need to catch it. I don't give a fuck if you have the opportunity, that's what you get paid for.
Yep.
You need to catch that ball, and we have some guys on this team that sometimes are just not. They just don't step up in those, and that's why I kind of go back to Gabe and he's not. I get what you guys the hate a little bit that you guys throw his way, but. When we needed big plays to happen, he did come up more. He came up bigger than a lot of our guys have in the past. I'm going to be honest with you. In big moments, he has played some pretty significant role, and he was there. He was a guy Josh can count on, and so I'll give him that, but he was inconsistent as far as just regular season throughout the whole year. And by the way, Gabe got hurt again, apparently, and re-aggravated his knee. So there goes that option, more than likely. So... Yeah, so we're just kind of paying him to rehab, apparently. So
good.
We're nice guys. I honestly, man, I didn't care either way. I didn't think it was going to be the worst thing if he came up because it's no better than what we have. But I do need them to go out and get somebody. Let's see here. Holy shitter, defense, Steelers defense, no joke. I haven't even looked at the scoreboard, and I will. What's the inactives? I did see Spin. I'm sorry, Spin. Spin probably left. He's mad I didn't pull it up. Spin, you still here, buddy? See here. Palmer, we knew. Tehran's the one I didn't think was going to miss, but he's out, inactive. Connerton, Connerton, Aramis. Me and Mikey said this offseason, right? When we were doing our 53 predictions, we were like, we left him off ours. Because, one, we were like, dude, they made him inactive. And I like the guy, but they made him inactive pretty much the second half of the season last year almost, and then into the playoffs. And I'm like, okay, if you're not going to use him, that's fine, right? I get it. You want to call up a player that's going to be more beneficial. And we were like, what's the point? Like, you don't need that guy. He's not that special. He's not Devin Hester, right? Where you're like, damn, this guy gets the ball. He's going to, there's a good chance he's going to take it to the house. We were like, fuck it, just get another player. Like, add another receiver, add another whatever. And they signed him. And now look. How many weeks has he missed? Healthy scratch. It's a waste of a spot. I just don't.
It's a money move.
Don't.
Everybody else in that position was more expensive than Condrickton. Condrickton is still on a rookie contract, so to speak, right?
So to speak. But he's also a waste of a spot, though. I don't care about the contract. I could give a shit about that. And I'll tell you what. if they make a trade, he could be the one that might gets the axe because they're going to need spot probably. So depending on how many players they bring or free agent, I'm just saying if they do, there's somebody's getting cut. Somebody has to go to make wave
or go on IR.
Or go on IR. Exactly. Go on IR. But I doubt they put him. He's just a healthy scratch. It'd have to, I don't know what they would do with him. I mean, Curtis Samuel, they could throw, I guess they could come up with some bullshit. He's always hurt anyway. So, but anyways, here's the rest. Shaq Thompson, Chase Lunt, which sucks for Shaq because Shaq was actually playing pretty good. Hopefully he's back because I like him as a depth piece. Daquan Jones, Landon Jackson, call-ups. Dane Jackson and a guy never heard, Judge Mathis' son, I guess. Never heard of the guy in my life, but he's here to play football, baby. So, Dane Jackson, good old Dane Jackson, who does nothing. We'll see what he does today. I guess we're going to see a lot of Cam Lewis today. Cam's not terrible. I know a lot of people are like on the fence with him. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's a good depth guy. I don't love him, but I don't think he's terrible either. I think he's fine. If you need him, he's a good plug-in. We could have way worse. Trust me. Dane Jackson, come on, man, guys. I don't care about running back screens. I want the RBS catching balls. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Spin. Screens, we can't do them well anyways, but get them involved in the passing game. Laura, I don't know if we're going to do anything by trade deadline. And if we do, I feel like it's going to be defense. See, I disagree. And I'm only disagreeing because I feel like Bean for the last 2 years has made moves at the deadline for need, meaning he didn't just do them like years prior where it was just some guy that was not going to do anything just to make the trade. Like when we traded for the running back Naeem Hines and the safety that we didn't use that 1 year. But over the last 2 seasons, we needed a CB2. He went out and made that deal. We needed a wide receiver, and it was between Cooper and Devontae. Those were the best options at the time. And Adams went first to the Jets, and we got Cooper. And Cooper was not a terrible option. I mean, say what you want once again, and I know you guys are going to come at me with the whole, he didn't play a lot. Our offense still improved. I don't care what anyone says. I don't believe in coincidence. I just don't. He wasn't here. If it was only 2 games, Aramis, I'd be like, okay, it was 2 games. It's not enough. Bro, guys, it improved. I don't care what you say. Allen's stats went up. Everybody's game went up. Everybody's game got elevated. Whatever he did, I don't give a fuck. If he was a fucking guy that's talking great in the locker room and these guys got motivated, whatever. I could give 2 shits. He made the offense better. That's all I want. That's all I care about. Get somebody here, a receiver that can make the offense, at least the passing game, better. And I'll be happy. That's all I want. And I think Bean has to understand this. This is now 2 years in a row where he's seeing a passing offense that is not good. It's clunky. It's out of sorts. Allen is having not a great year. Your MVP quarterback is not looking like an MVP because he has garbage, not even garbage around him. He has a coordinator that doesn't know how to work with the players he has currently. And that's his job. I don't care what you guys say about Bean and the players he brung here. At the end of the day, though, it's still the coach's responsibility to make these guys effective on the football field. That's all I'm saying. And I've seen way better job by better coaches throughout the NFL with average talent make them look good. And make good talent make them look even better. So don't give me the whole, they're just average receivers. Right. We have talent. Shakir, to me, is not average. He's a good receiver, right? Keon Coleman is not just a bum-ass receiver that you guys call him. I think he's potentially could be a good receiver. And right now, I'll say he's average, but I think he could be better. But if you're not giving him the proper scheme, you're not mixing it up with him, you're not putting him in a slot more, you're not understanding his strengths, yeah, sure, he's going to be a bum. I mean, you're making him to what he is. So if you're not, like us, and I'll say this, if Keon Coleman leaves here, and I always say it, just like I said, Kyer, if they leave and they're still bums, they go somewhere else and they just don't execute, fine. You know what? I'll accept that. I'll take it for what it is. He just wasn't meant for the NFL. It happens, right? Not every player is meant to be here in the NFL. Not every player is going to play at a high level. I totally understand that. But We've had players come here, leave, and play at a high level elsewhere. So just throwing that out there, guys. So I want to, he's year 2 in, right? You're calling him a bum, and he's barely getting any targets, and he's not getting anything schemed up that best suits his strengths. So what do you want? I don't know. I don't know what people really expect. How about the Diggs drop in the playoffs? Yeah, I think I already read that. Or no, maybe somebody will bring that up again. Let's see here if I'm missing anything. In my opinion, Roy says, in my opinion, so far this season, I wouldn't put Allen in the top 10. Oh, my God.
Ooh, yeah. I'm going to have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Yeah, so he's still a top 10. Stop. I get what you're saying, Roy. He's had, like I said, is he playing an MVP level? No, he's not. We're a realist. I think Aaron misunderstands this. But that, I mean, is it all on Allen? Is it some on Allen? Yes. But is this offense holding him back? Fuck yes. Is this coordinator holding him back? Fuck yes. Is the head coach holding him back? Yes. So what do you want from the guy? Listen, this is not Aaron Rodgers, right? He's not going to go on a sideline and fucking yell at Sean McDermott. He's not going to publicly speak out and go, this is bullshit. I need a receiver, right? I'm just throwing this out there. He is a guy who's just going to go with it. I love Allen, but that's not what he does. He's not going to speak his mind, right? He's going to only go with what the coaches tell him to do. And that's fine until it's not fine, until we're here, what we're talking about now, where things aren't going so great. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know, man. See, who wins it? Bills win today, says Beth. Callie's just, and once Callie's going against the Bills, which I understand, 35-10. See, I don't see it like that. We'll get to our score predictions in a minute, but I think it's going to be a 3-point game. Could go either way. I really do. 3 or 4 point. If they get, like I said, once again, if they get blown out like this, Callie,
they're going to make a trade. If they get blown out like that, they're going to make a trade.
Well, I still think they're making trade. I still think they're making trades, but I don't even know if a trade helps. If they get blown out like that, 10 points, 35-10, because here's the deal. And I don't care what anyone says about Baltimore. We play Baltimore week 1 at their best, meaning they had everybody in that game. There's no excuse. I'm not saying Baltimore is a Super Bowl caliber team, but they're a playoff team. When healthy, that's a playoff caliber team. Now, like I said, how far are they going to get? That, who knows? That's to be determined. But we did beat them, we beat them fair and square, week 1. It wasn't the best game, but a win's a win, and we beat a playoff caliber team. Now, we haven't played a playoff caliber team since. Well, maybe the Patriots. I think we can maybe it's a little early, but we'll see with the Patriots. But as of now, they're considered probably a playoff team, and the Chiefs right now. If the Chiefs just work us, guys, I don't know. Because it's a problem. There's a bigger problem than just a receiver. Right? You get what I'm saying, guys? There's a bigger problem than just a guy here and there.
Real quick for Beth's comment, it's 23-24. New England is up by a point. Atlanta scored the touchdown. Amazing catch by Drake London, but the kicker missed the point after attempt. So 23-24, Patriots up right now.
Let's get to the scoreboard. Yeah, might as well. Let's get you around the league before we got a little bit of time here. What time is it? It's 3:45. We're good. Okay, so let me get you around the league. Fourth quarter, 9 minutes to go. Bears are up 34-27. Vikings are up, believe it or not, 24-17. It's still a close game in Detroit. 9 minutes to go in that game as well. Panthers with 3 minutes left. They're up 13-6. However, Packers are threatening. They're second and goal at Carolina 3. So, they're right there. So they could potentially tie the game right here. So, Chargers are up 27-20 in the fourth quarter. That's a close game versus the Titans. Falcons are down 1, 24-23 Let's see who has the ball here. Atlanta is driving, and they're in the red zone actually. So 4 minutes left. Atlanta, yeah, I think so. Yeah, Atlanta ball.
They.
You sure? Showing Atlanta ball. Let me see here. Hold on.
Unless there was a turnover, they just scored the touchdown and missed the extra point.
I'm on ESPN, so I'm just. So, okay. I'm sorry. So, so they just scored. So they're a little behind. So, touchdown, and they missed the extra point. Oh, that's brutal. So, 24-23, but there's still time left in that game. 4 minutes left, so you're right. So, they missed that. The 49ers are beating the Giants 34-17. That game's pretty much over. 3 minutes left. Steelers. This is a surprise. They're beating the Colts 24-10.
That's a big surprise.
7 minutes left, and I picked the Colts to win in that game, and it's not looking like that's going to happen. I mean, there's time left. Anything can happen, but not looking good. Broncos and Texans are tied 15-15. What a score. 11 minutes to go in that game. That's around the league right now. So there's a lot of close games today. There really is. There's not really. I mean, matter of fact, the only game, well, there's two, I would say. The Giants and 49ers, that game's pretty much over. And 7 minutes to go, 24-10. What do you think? Man, it depends here. Depends on what the Steelers can do on their drive.
Oh, Steelers. Colts ain't coming back.
I mean, I don't think so. So, I mean, there's a lot of close games, though. So, man, the Patriots losing would be really big for the Bills right now. I always said there's a game or two that they're going to lose that they should win. This could be one of them. But we'll see. Still, missing an extra point. Yeah. God, that sucks. Let's see here. Damn, last few weeks I nailed my most of my picks. I have not. I have done terrible on my pick selection. So Aramis, let's get to the X factors. Why not? Let's get to the X factors in the game. Let's see here, and then we'll get to ours at the end. So we'll get to the offense first. This is Bill's Wire. Let's go ahead and get to that first. Let's see here. All right, here we go. X Factors on offense. This is Bill's Wire, my favorite silent co-host. Here we go. James Cook, X Factor on offense. That's their first one, which I agree. He's always an X Factor. Khalil Shakir, I would also add him in today because he is your one. I mean, he is your best receiver out there. You need to get him involved. Connor McGovern is their other one. Who do you got on offense here that you would like to add to the list?
I'm going to say Elijah Moore. Josh Palmer is not going to be starting in this game, which means we're going to see a combination of Elijah Moore and Curtis Samuel. I think either one of those guys, if they have any kind of success, creates space for Dalton Kincaid and Khalil Shakir. So I would have both of those guys kind of as one, singular X factor on offense. They have to be able to get some kind of production out of somebody else besides Shakir and Kincaid. Otherwise, you're making it way too easy for that defense to cover.
Okay, so that's your offense. Okay, so I'll go. If I had to add another one to this list. You know what, man? I'm going to go Dawson Knox. He's played well against the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh is very comfortable throwing to him. He's one guy. I always tell you guys, like, Josh is like certain guys that he's just more comfortable throwing the ball to in certain games. And Dawson Knox, for whatever reason, and again, especially against the Chiefs, it's his guy. Like, that's the guy he kind of relies on. So I'm going to go Knox here. In this game on X Factor on offense. I think he can be. It sucks we don't use him more. I think he's another guy. He's just, I don't get it, man. Like, we just do not, we're paying the guy and we just do not know how to utilize him properly in the offense. Same with Kincaid. I'm telling you guys, like, once again, I'll go back to it. I'm not going to keep going to it, but we have guys here, guys. We do. Like, we have guys that could be effective. We just choose not to utilize them. I don't know what to tell you guys, and I get it. And as I get your frustration, that's why we're all going, fuck it. Let's just get somebody who's the top guy, and it won't matter what Brady does, right? He's just going to be the top guy, and Allen will probably just go, fuck it, I'm going to go to the top guy. Like, and I'm cool with that too. So, anyway, so let's get to the X Factors on defense. Let's see here. Let's pop this on the screen, and then, of course, we can add our own in as well. Let's see here. X factors on defense. All right, here we go. All right, X factors on defense. Let me pop this up real quick. Okay, here we go. All right. Joey Bosa, they have as an X factor. They also have Matt Milano, who is returning, and Christian Benford. Who do you want to add to this list?
I think today it's really going to be on the backs of the linebackers, to be perfectly honest. When we're thinking about what the Chiefs haven't done well this season, which is running the ball, any team going against the Bills typically runs the ball well. I know we didn't see a ton from the Carolina Panthers last season, but go look at their stats. They still had a pretty decent run total for the game. So I think when you look at what the linebackers have to cover in the middle of the field, you're thinking about those crossing routes from Xavier Worthy. You're thinking about the underneath stuff that Rashee Rice and Juju Smith-Schuster is going to present. You're thinking about Travis Kelce and what he's going to present over the middle. Those linebackers have a lot of responsibility against this Chiefs offense. I think they need to have a huge game.
I'm with you. You know, I'm with you on that too. And if I were to add another one, I'm going to go Hoyt here. I want to see. I think Hoyt can be definitely an X factor. I like what I saw last week in him. It's exactly what he did in LA. I forget what player. Maybe it was Phillips who was talking about him, saying he's like Tasmanian Devil. He never heard of him, never even saw him play, but he got here. He's like, holy shit! I think it was Phillips. He's like, this guy's like all over the place. Maybe he still has some of that juice in him. I don't know, and that's fine as long as you don't test for it. But whatever you got to do, if you can bring it. We need it. We need all the help we can get on that defense. I'm still not buying into the defense as a whole, but I'll tell you what. I will say this: if they can show me something here today, like they did last week, and I'm not expecting them to get 9 sacks, whatever it is, but if you could show me a little bit about what you did last week, get to Mahomes, disrupt him a little bit, I might start feeling a little bit more comfortable moving forward with the defense. If you can show me that, right? And I don't want to hear no more bullshit excuse from McDermott about play calling, because I'm sure he's going to be doing the play calling today, right? There's no way that he just did it for the Panthers game. The biggest game, he's just going to be like, you can have it back, Babbage. I don't buy that, guys. So he will be calling the plays today, and there's no excuse. So let's see what happens with McDermott calling the plays, with Hoyt being in there, with our linebackers being back. I get no Ed Oliver, but I think we'll be fine. And that's no disrespect to Ed, but I think we'll be okay without him. I think they might wind up getting a defensive tackle on a trade or something like that could fill in depth. But I think we can manage without him, to be honest with you guys. I think linebacker is more important right now than Ed Oliver, having Milano and Bernard back. But once again, I will say this: how long will they be back? Like, it's like half a quarter. I don't know. The game, will they make it out of the game? I'm like, that's the problem too, guys. It's like we're all excited about guys getting back, and they don't even stay back but a half, and they're gone already. So, man, I know that's just a little bit of bad luck too involved with injuries, but man, we need these guys staying healthy. What's up with these wide receivers pick up just to do injury every fucking year? Same thing. Scott, yeah, I get it. Like I said, once again, I'm not even really truly blaming Bean on this altogether. This is kind of what I told you guys. Look, the GM's job is to go out and to get the ingredients. If McDermott and Brady had a plan, they said we can make this work. We just need that. Like, we don't need greatest talent. We don't need a number one. Don't go out and draft, just bring us a separator. Go out and, we like to. They're involved in this. There's no way that they're not involved in the process of finding these free agents and drafting some of these players. They all understand what they got in the room or what they're capable of, right? I'm not saying Bean can't maybe chose a different player that's still whatever, but when you're going for that, and that's what they were going for, that tells me that lies back on coaching. Coaching's responsibility is to coach them up to get them to play at their highest level. They're not doing that. So I do blame coaching more than being for that. You know, once again, we've seen players in the NFL, and I'll give you a great example. You got Bobby Johnson, who used to be here as offensive line coach.
Yep.
He was terrible at getting his offensive line to play better, to improving their overall game. We bring in Cromer, and look at the difference, right? Spencer Brown, night and day, bro. Spencer Brown's one of the better tackles in the NFL, right? Who knows what Cody... Now, look, I get it. Cody Ford was trash when we saw him here, but he's still in the NFL, and maybe if he got off early with a Cromer type of coach, maybe he could have been better. I don't know, but I could tell you probably, right? So having better coaches, position coaches, can definitely help a player out. Like they understand what their weaknesses are and how to tweak them and get them better. I don't know if our current coaching staff does. That could be a problem too, guys. So, and of course McDermott is the puppet master. So he's controlling the strings. So he's going to blame everybody else and cut them. I mean, that's just what he does. So I don't know, guys. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So anyways, that's X Factors on defense. Let's get to our score predictions. Yeah, because we'll get out of here soon. Why not? What is your score prediction in this game, Aramis?
Oh gosh, I'm not sure I remember what I said yesterday. I think it was something like 38-34 Bills. If we can get the pass game going, if we can't, I think we're going to see something like 31-17 Chiefs. So I mean, it really comes down to what Josh are able to execute offense.
I actually like that you gave kind of two different scenarios because you're right. I mean, I have this game as a 3 or 4 point game as well. I don't know if it'll be that high scoring. I think it's going to be more around that 30-27. Maybe even 28-24, something like that, 28-25. But yeah, because I think both offenses this season, even the Chiefs, have started a little slow. And the difference is with us and the Chiefs is when they pour it on, they pour it on. We don't get going. Like we just kind of just go through the motion. We don't really pour it on, so. Like I said, when they catch on, but they are slow starters. They do tend to start out slow, and that's why I don't think it's going to be crazy high scoring game. But yeah, you're right. On the flip side, I'll agree with you. If our passing game can't get going here, we could get worked. We absolutely could get worked. It could be something like 31 or 30, 17. I mean, honestly, guys, it could get ugly pretty bad, pretty quickly. I have to see more from the passing game. Don't give me that whole bullshit about, this game we're going to just run. Like, Kansas City is a well-rounded team. Their defense is solid. They're good against the pass. They're good against the run. They're not bad. So yeah, like this is going to be a test. I would say this is the biggest test of the Bills so far, by far. I mean, easily. The Ravens game, I'll say, was a test because they were healthy, and I'll give them their dues. They do have playmakers, but this is the test. This is the game that you're going to. Matter of fact, if you beat the Chiefs, if the Bills beat the Chiefs here, then I think we could say, yeah, we're kind of back to on track. I still think we need some additions. I want to, go, hey, everything's great now. Let's just no trades. Let's just keep going, but I'll at least feel more confident. And I think a lot of you guys will, if the Bills win this game moving forward, that, I think so. That if they beat, and look, it's not a big deal. We've beaten the Chiefs in the regular season before. I'm not saying but it is still a game where we're not predicted to win. Like we're not, the sports book says us losing. Yeah. We're not favored. Sorry, we're not favored to win. Most people who are predicting the game, national media does not have us winning. So this is a game, and even our Bills Mafia, a lot of them here have us losing. So this is even our own fans, which I understand. Like, dude, be honest. I always say that. Be as real as you can be. Don't just pick the Bills because you're a fan. But that being said, I do think this matters if they win, because at least that tells me that they could beat a competitor. They could beat a team that is a Super Bowl caliber team, and something changed. And I do believe in that. as well. Like, a couple years back, we lost to Tampa when Brady was there. And I said, you know what? I was, everyone was pissed. I'm like, but I saw something there. Like I did. And people were like, fuck that. And I'm like, I get it. I get you're mad, but something happened in that game. There was a switch that happened. And I think we're going to play better moving forward. And we did. We went on a roll after that Tampa game. And I think that was the year that we were so far behind in the standings, and we caught Miami and won at the very end.
Yeah, we won like the last 6 games or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So could this be the game? I'm not, could this be the game they need? Is what I'm saying. A little spark, because I do believe in that as well. You get a win like this, it does get the mojo up a little bit. Hey, we are a good team, right? You get spanked at home. It's that too. You don't want to look sloppy and win, but if you go out there and you win, and you look good doing it, I'm not saying they don't need to make moves though. They still probably need to make some moves, but that'll give me, and I think even better yet, the players going, yeah, we could compete with the big dogs. You know what I mean? Because I do believe in that too. I do believe players sometimes go, man, we can't. Maybe we're not good. You know what I mean? So confidence is everything, guys. So. Let's see what we can do today. I'm going to be so fucking pissed if we get spanked.
And the Patriots just won by a freaking missed extra point.
No way. Oh, they won? See? That happens. See? NFL works that way. So, guys, we're going to get to Real Men of Genius, and we're going to get out of here. Actually, we'll go through the NFL scoreboard since Aramis brung that up. Why not? Let's do it. All right. The Bears are up 41-27. That is game. 3 minutes left. Yeah. That's game. Vikings are up 24-17, 3 minutes left, and they are a 4th and goal at Detroit 3, and are probably going for a field goal here, which would put them up 10. Yep. Yeah, Panthers have the ball at Green Bay 30. 1 second to go. They could win the game here on a field goal. I guess we'll stick around to see on this field goal. Patriots, you said 1, right? They got the ball back?
Yep, they're kneeling it out.
All right, so that's over. They're going to win by 1 point, 24-23. Steelers are going to beat the Colts. They're up 10. 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go, Colts do have the ball, but I think that's over. Texans and Broncos are tied. It looks like they're going to go overtime. There's 6 minutes
coming
left.
For the Panthers here.
Yep, so where the Panthers beat the Packers, this will be an upset. No doubt. In Green Bay, coming off a big loss. Getting blown out by the Bills. Will the Panthers? This is a makeable field goal, by the way.
Yeah, they just called the timeout on it.
They're trying to freeze them.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. How long? What is this going to be? Like a 45, I think. Where are they kicking from? The 31. So what is it? 15. So it should be like a 40. What is it? 45, 46. What is it? 49.
Wow,
actually, almost way off. Did he miss it?
Wow, no. Aaron Rodgers threw a quick out to number 10, his wide receiver, and the guy went to go hurdle over a defender, and they knocked the ball out. Got the ball back.
Oh no!
Crazy.
So Indy has the ball at the Indy 44.
So there's 40-yard field goal here.
They need a touch. If I'm them, you got to go quick and take the field goal too. And you got time left. You can still play the defense. You got to play the numbers here.
It's good.
It's good. Carolina won. Oh wow. Oh, Packer fans. Panthers won. Cali Blitz. Yeah, man. Hey, guys, I want to say real quick, thank you for everyone for joining me. Aramis, I appreciate you. And yeah, we missed you last week, man. It's always fun doing these pre-games with you, man. And we're gonna continue that moving forward. Obviously, just Aramis had a different gig. I don't know. Do you still have that gig or no? You said no, right? Not at all.
Nope.
Aramis said, "Fuck that gig."
Yep.
Let's I just saw the field goal, by the way. I'm a little bit late on my stream here, but yeah, right down the middle. Hey, congratulations to them Panthers, man. They are a scrappy team. They are. I'll give them that, man. Their defense keeps them around for the most part. They didn't do their job against us, but they're a scrappy team. All right, anyways, Real Men of Genius, let's get to it. All right, what do we got here? What do we got, Aramis? All right. Let's do this one.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius, Hawaiian style.
Real men of of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Las Vegas Trip Taker.
Mr. Las Vegas trip taker.
Only a man who has been in the sun too long leaves the world's most beautiful vacation spot to take a vacation.
What was I thinking?
Tourists, sweltering heat, high-priced hotels. It's just like home, with the added bonus of losing a few $1,000s.
Where's all my money?
Roulette, poker, blackjack. What's the real gamble? The 99-cent all-you-can-eat shrimp.
I need a bathroom.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh king of the craps table. We'll give you the shirt off our backs right after you lose yours.
Mr. Las Vegas trip taker.
All right.
Right. You lose
Oh
yours.
my God. Yeah. One more. We're out of here, folks. One more. Let's see here. Ah, boy.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real man of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Department Store Mannequin Dresser-Upper.
Mr. Department Store mannequin dresser upper.
You live the ultimate fantasy, spending your days surrounded by naked women who never speak.
Living the dream.
Wooden nubs, plastic no-nos, artificial hoo-has. You've handled more fake female parts than a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon.
They sure feel real.
Your hours are flexible. Even better, so are the women you're undressing.
Oh.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh Mac Daddy of the mannequins. When it comes to undressing fake women, you're the real man.
Mr. Department Store mannequin dresser upper.
What was that? Oh! What was that?
He
What was
got
that?
excited. Got excited, man. Got excited.
Wow! Oh my God. Okay.
All right, guys. Enjoy the game. Man, Bills Mafia. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope we can figure shit out today. Let's hope McDermott can figure shit out, and Brady and company, and just be happy again, man. That's all I want. All right, Bills Mafia, I'm out of here. Aramis, we're out of here. We love you. Go Bills. Peace.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Bye-bye.
See, Peter, he's too fast.
You gotta tackle me. It's B. You gotta press B.
I'm pressing B. He's too fast.
Going over here? Going over here now? Never get tired.